We're gonna do an original, it's called Music. Because we just love music. Hope you guys enjoy. And I hope you guys are enjoying our music. Decided to do a cover song, and I know a lot of us know this song here. Emlache. We're gonna go to music. Music is one of our original songs. And we just sing about how we love music, what music does to our lives and to our life. Enjoy. I love you, say, you say. Music is my life, say. I love you, say, you say. Thank you, Gala. Thank you so much. This was actually the last song for the segment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. If I can ask you to just settle down for us. We are about next to move on to our next item. All right, I'll tell you what. In a moment, we'll be hearing from our guest, our keynote speaker. But before that, I did invite you to have a look at the various items on display there. Now, our auctioneer will explain a bit about them. I'm not sure how many of the lots are actually up for grabs today, but I'm going to leave that up to him to explain. I just wanted to say, and I tell you, this is an extraordinary case of serendipity, I guess. One of the, I don't know how many of them, but at least one of these items one or two of these items that are on display have actually been generously donated for tonight's auction by one of South Africa's greatest sporting sons. Now, you're wondering where this serendipity part comes from. The gentleman I'm talking about is 14-time undefeated world champion who won the WBA, IBF titles. And the most remarkable thing about this gentleman, of course, is that he had to defend his title. But every single defense took place outside of South Africa, so in front of hostile foreign crowds. It's one of those items, one of those things that will, and one of those feats that I doubt will ever be repeated. He had a record of 45 fights. But I hope I'm getting this record right here. 45 fights, 3 draws, and 1 loss. That 1 loss came in the very early days of his career. His opponent in that fight was a man by the name of Jacob Mudibedi, Dancing Shoes Morake. Jacob Dancing Shoes Morake is the only man to ever beat Brian Mitchell. And the last fight that Jacob Dancing Shoes Morake ever fought was against Brian Mitchell. Apologies, my voice cracks a little bit there because it's quite an emotional moment for me when I saw this. Jacob Dancing Shoes Morake, the late Jacob Dancing Shoes Morake, I said it was his last fight because it was in that fight, after that fight, that he died. He was my uncle. This was not planned. And anyway, we didn't know, my mother organized me to be here, but didn't organize for Brian Mitchell to be here, I can tell you. So that was the very last fight that he fought was against Brian Mitchell. And it's quite extraordinary that he should be here tonight. I've never met Brian Mitchell in my life, which is quite in itself amazing. But Brian Mitchell has also remained a very close. Just to explain how he was my uncle, is my Jacob Dancing Shoes Morake was my mother's, in English you say cousin, she was my mother's brother. So, but through all these years since he passed away in 1985, Brian Mitchell has remained a constant presence in our family's life. He has checked on, in fact, as recently as a few months ago, I got a call from Peter Lobeng, who's like, guess where I am right now? And he gives me the phone and he gives the phone to my aunt. My aunt, because Brian was visiting my grandmother, the late Brian, Jacob Morake's mother. And he has done that with great regularity over the years since my uncle died all those years ago. And I want to take this opportunity. As I said, this was completely unplanned. Brian, we've never met. So Brian Mitchell, if you will, please come up and just let everybody see you. You're standing there. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you for what you did, because I can't begin to tell you how much it means to them, that what you have done for them, and the fact that you could easily have walked away. You were a very young man yourself when that fight happened, but it means a lot to them that you have supported them in the way that you have. It was a massive loss for all of us as a family, but I wanted to just thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for that indulgence. I just thought I couldn't let the moment pass. And now I want to hand over to our auctioneer for the evening, Mr. Peter Meyer. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. That'll be great. Sorry, that gentleman that was willing to help me with the auction, just picking up the items, can you just come forward, please? Yes. Coming? Anytime now? Sorry, can Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. We're back on air. Guys, let's give it up again for the one and only 14 times undefeated champion of the world, Brian Mitchell. Well done, Brian. Thank you very much for coming out. We really appreciate it, guys. Probably South Africa's second greatest sportsman of all time. Gary Player being number one, but Brian will tell you he's number one. And Gary will tell you he's number one. That's how they roll. That's how they roll. Okay, guys, I'm going to handle the auction quickly. So first item up for auction, the gentleman has offered to help me here quickly. If you can pick it up high above your head, it'll be appreciated. Guys, this is a piece of Brian Mitchell, International Boxing Hall of Fame inductees. It's Brian with Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Lennox Lewis, all the heavies of the World Boxing Association, best boxers ever, Marvin Hagler, some of the best boxers that Brian took photos with, and this piece is signed originally by the one and only 14 times undefeated champion of the world, Brian Mitchell. And obviously what we'll do, if you purchase this item tonight, Brian will take a photo with you. This is boxing history, guys, the best boxer South Africa has ever produced. Can we start an opening bid of 5,000 Rand, opening bid of 5,000 bucks for the Legends, Hall of Fame Legends? Anybody for 5,000 Rand opening bid? Have we got 5,000 Rand opening bid, boys? Legend Boxing, thank you. I've got 5 of them, thank you. 5,000 I've got, I'm looking for 6 now. I got a 5,000, I'll take 6 from anybody. Anybody willing to give me 5,500? I want 5,000 from the gentleman at the back there. Anybody for 6,000 Rand now? Come on, boys, come on, ladies. I need your help here. I want 5,000 Rand from the gentleman at the back there. 5,000 I've got for the first. Anybody for 5,500? 5,000 from the gentleman at the back for the second. All in. Thank you, sir. Sold for 5,000 Rand. Guys, give him a round of applause. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, our next item up for auction. We've got the one and only Lewis Hamilton. It is a signed shirt, Mercedes shirt, signed originally by the 7 times world champion, Lewis Hamilton. And obviously Lewis is back in the mix against Max Verstappen, doing well at the moment. 7 times world champion, Lewis Hamilton. Can we start on 5,000 Rand for Lewis? 5 I've got, 5 I'm looking 6, 6 I've got, thank you. 7 I've got, 8 sir. I've got 7 over there, I'm looking for 8 now. 8,000 I've got 9, 9 I've got over 10. I've got 9, I'm looking for 10. It's only money, sir. I got a 9, 10, 10, I've got 10 grand, I've got 10 now. I got a 10,000, I'm looking for 11, anybody for 11? I got a 10,000 from the gentleman on the right hand side there. 10,000 I've got. Anybody for 11,000 Rand? You will not get this ever again in your life. 10,000 Rand I've got from the gentleman at the front here. 10,000 I've got for the first. You sure, sir? You're going to let it go for 1,000 bucks. 10,000 for the second. All in. Thank you, sir. Sold for 10,000 Rand. Thank you very, very much. Okay, guys, our next item up for auction quickly. Once again, our celebrity speaker or our celebrity guest for the evening, Brian Mitchell. We've got a piece here of Brian Mitchell, a golden glove of Brian Mitchell, signed by Brian, 14 times undefeated champion, with the one person that became the world champion back in 1986, along with Brian Mitchell, the one and only Iron Mike Tyson. If you can pick that up for us, please. I know that's a heavy one. This is your exercise for the weekend. Signed originally 14 times undefeated champion, and both blocks world champions, Brian Mitchell and Mike Tyson. Can we start on another 5,000 Rand for Iron Mike Tyson and Brian Mitchell? 5,000 Rand opening bid. Anybody for 5,000 Rand? 5,000 Rand, 5, 5, 5. I got a 5, 5, 5. Anybody for 5, 5? I got, thank you. I got a 5 over there. I'm looking for 6 now. Anybody for 6,000 Rand? I got a 5 at the back there. 5,000 Rand. I'll take 6. Anybody for 6? Come on, guys. I need your help here. 5,000 Rand. I got the back. 5, 5, 5. 5,000 at the back. Same gentleman for the first. 5,000 Rand at the back for the second. That's a bargain, sir. Sold for 5,000 Rand. Give him a round of applause. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, we're going to do one of these items, and then we're going to go over to the proceedings of the evening. Last item, we can go back. That item over there, please, so the rugby one. The three captains, no, that one. Okay, guys, this is an item that you will really not see ever again in your life. Being 2023 Rugby World Cup year, this is something that you will never see again. All three Rugby World Cup winning captains signed originally by all three of them. 1995, Francois Pienaar, South Africa beat New Zealand 15-12 at Ellis Park. 2007, John Smith, South Africa beat the English 15-6. And then the unbelievable game, 32-12, South Africa beating the English again, signed by Siya Kolisi. All three Rugby World Cup winning captains. Guys, this is a tough one to get. I promise you, this is an investment of note. If we don't win it this year, sure, then this is worth a lot of money. Can we start again on 5,000 Rand for the three Rugby World Cup winning captains? 5,000. 5, I got to thank you. 5, I got now. 5, I got 6 down. I got a 6, thank you. So I've got a 6 over there now. Back to you for 7, I've got 6, I'm looking 7 now. I got a 7,000, I'll take 8. Anybody for 8,000 Rand? 7,000 Rand from the gentleman, is there 8 in the house now? I got a 7,000 Rand, I'll take 8. Anybody for 8,000? Boys, you can sell this for pounds what you pay for it in rands. Believe me, especially to the English. 7,000 Rand I've got from the gentleman, 7,000 I've got for the first. Whew, you can make money out of this. 7,000 I've got, 8,000, I got 8,000, thank you, 8,000, 8,000, 8,000 now, back to you for 9, sir, 9,000 at 10, 10 I got a 10, 11 I got 11 now, 11,000 Rand, 11,000 Rand, man, it's for good cause. You don't have to go to church on Sunday, I promise you. Okay, I'll give you 2 Sundays. 10 and a half. 10 and a half. 10-2. 10-2, thank you, sir. 10,200 Rand, 10,200 Rand, 11 now. 10-2. He's asking the missus. Sir? Sir? You're going to have to stand tall, you're going to have to stand tall. What does the boss say? 11, one more. Small one. 10,200 Rand for the first. 10,200 for the second. All in. Give him a round of applause. Thank you, sir. Sold for 10,200 Rand. Okay, guys, we've got a few more items left. If anybody's interested in any of these pieces, come and have a chat with us, and we take it from there and enjoy the proceedings for the evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A big round of applause for Mr. Peter Meyer. There we go. Yeah, for Peter Meyer, our auctioneer. Man can sell you your mother. That's incredible. I like that line about it's only money. And thank you very much to those of you who paid so generously for those pieces. It is greatly appreciated. Every cent counts. Every cent goes a long way to producing people like Ntsako and Matimba over here. That's what it's about, really. Thank you so much again to all those of you who did bid. Let's give him a round of applause. All right, then we come to keynote speaker, main speaker for the evening. He's the CEO for Southern Africa at General Electric. He's got 25 years background in leading major consumer goods, food, franchise, and telecoms businesses across Africa and the United Kingdom. Prior to joining GE, he fulfilled roles as the country divisional CEO level, or at the country divisional CEO level for two major multinational businesses, Vodacom, and Diageo. Our keynote speaker today is a holder of an MBA degree from the University of Cape Town and advanced management program from eniNitiate in the eniNitiate Business School in France. He's also the chairman of the U.S. Chamber's U.S.-South Africa Business Council, the premier Washington-based business organization dedicated to the economic relationship between the United States and South Africa. Lately, he has added the title of published author to his hat. He's the author of a book on business leadership titled Take Charge, which captures his life lessons on the journey to CEO to enable others to learn practical tips and strategies to accelerate their career success. In the spirit of continuing the Limpopo takeover of this night, please welcome Nyimpini Mabunda.
Good evening. Come on, I know it's late. Where's the energy? Let's try again. Good evening. It's fantastic.
They wanted you to say repairing.
We can try that. So, I have the misfortune of standing between you and the after party. And I saw with the band performing how the energy and the adrenaline was getting there, so I'll try and keep it short. But that said, I will not shortchange my address or this evening for anything else, because what Protec has achieved is extremely special, and it's very important for all of us to reflect on that. I got here a little bit late. Apologies for that. And I missed the earlier part of the festivities and the addresses. But let me start, because I've been briefed, by acknowledging and congratulating Matimba and Zako for what I've heard about you and all of your achievements. So once again, big round of applause. One of my competitors is here. He's been giving me a hard time. I'm the CEO of GE, one of the largest global organizations in the energy space. And my competitor is sitting there, Mr. Tabo. And I was really pleased, because I asked him, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. Firstly, when you had them here, for sake of peace, and not to get into trouble with the Competition Commission and everything else, you shouldn't be here. But then when he told me that he's actually one of the beneficiaries and the product of Protec, and today he is the CEO of one of the largest energy businesses, Siemens Energy, I was just so touched, and it was so heartwarming, because sometimes we hear of these organizations and what they've achieved, but the people tend to be faceless. And here's the true testimony of someone doing great things, not just in South Africa, but globally, and driving energy transition in the world. And he's benefited from the great work that Protec is doing. Please, let's give Protec another round of applause. Esteemed ladies and gentlemen, management, board of Protec, all protocols observed, just to make sure that I'm on the right side of the law. I stand here tonight representing the passionate men and women of GE in Southern Africa, the organization that I have the privilege and the pleasure to lead. As one of the global infrastructure and technology business in industries like energy, aviation, and until recently, healthcare, we are one of the largest employers of science, technology, engineering, and maths graduates, otherwise known as STEM. Therefore, it should be no surprise that we've enjoyed a long-standing relationship with Protec, given their focus in STEM. They are a leading non-profit organization in the field of STEM education, supporting scholars, teachers all over South Africa with a proven track record of improved education outcomes. As GE, we have delivered many programs over the years working with Protec. But if you may, please allow me to highlight just one, which is very close to my heart and is most recent. We call it the GE Next Engineers project or program. What we aim to do really is quite simple with this, is to build and bring diversity in the engineering field, not just in South Africa, but all over the world. Minorities are underrepresented in engineering. Women are underrepresented in engineering. If I will speak to South African statistics in particular, I was shocked to learn this myself. There's 110,000 registered engineers in South Africa. Only 10% are women. 10 in a population of 51% women. And of course, less than 20% are black people. We've taken that as a challenge as GE to say, you cannot grow this field if your pool is so small. We need to expose, because it's not out of competency, but sometimes it's out of career guidance, it's out of lack of exposure, and even demystifying how difficult engineering is. So we announced last year, in South Africa alone, a $2.5 million investment, which I'm sure you'll appreciate, given the latest exchange rate, that has even appreciated, to support the teachers in engineering, immense young people in high school, in the world of engineering, to really expose 2,500 kids in engineering, and in partnership with Wits University, so that they don't just get the skills and the exposure at high school, but they also start to get exposure in what would happen after they finish high school. So these kids, who have been particularly handpicked from schools that have performed quite badly in science and math, schools that do not have facilities in science and math, and schools that haven't really produced engineers in the past around Gauteng. These are typically your disadvantaged schools. We went out there to find them in partnership with the Gauteng Department of Education, because we wanted to start in Gauteng. And the reason we wanted to do this in Gauteng is that it was important that these kids don't just get exposure, which is theoretical. We wanted our own, as the largest employer, one of the largest employers of engineers, we wanted our own engineers in healthcare, in aviation, in energy, to work side by side with these kids and take them to the factories where we work, to the plants where we work, to the clients where we work, to practically demonstrate what engineers do. If there are women, we wanted our women engineers to go and work with them to demystify the fact that a girl cannot be an engineer. And I've been so impressed with this, the performance of Next Engineers. In fact, not just me, but globally, because this is a global initiative, like I said. We launched it in 5 countries at the same time, as a pilot, with a view of taking it to 25. The outcome, though early days, has been very pleasing to me. First of all, of the cohort that we have in the first year in South Africa, 60% are girls. We have exceeded our targets in terms of exposure and numbers, and the quality of the things that these kids had created, which were judged by the best engineering, some of the finest engineering faculty at West University in terms of the output, and I'm talking about 14, 15, 16-year-olds, the quality of the things that they've done, because they come up with a breakthrough to solve a real problem using engineering. You'll be amazed at what these 15 and 16-year-olds have done. It's given me a lot of comfort about the future, but more importantly, South Africa, competing with markets like Canada, the US, the UK, we came first within GE World because of what our kids coming from the country. That goes to show you what is possible when you give people exposure.
Yeah.
It goes to show you what's possible when you give people opportunity. It goes to show what is possible when you give people coaching and mentorship. It goes to show what's possible when you allow experimentation, failure, and guide people to pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and rise again. This country has produced excellence, and we need to guide these young people for us to go back there again. Very proud of this program. And I would like to particularly thank the government of Gauteng for the support, particularly the Premier, Panyaza Lishufi, who was then the MEC for Education, who embraced this program, championed it, and came to launch it at our offices. This program has got a great future, and we still have 5 years commitment remaining in it. Because you cannot say you want to do change if you only commit for a year. We want to stick with these kids throughout their high school career, and at the end of it, those who are successful will be sponsored to continue with engineering studies into university, fully paid by GE. So of course, today, it is befitting that we gather here to celebrate a truly remarkable milestone, to reflect on an incredible 40-year journey that has touched many lives. And trust me, I know at a personal level how important teaching, quality teaching, well-trained educators are. My very own beloved mother, who retired 2 years ago, taught for 40 years, and she was a school principal for 30. She's passionately infected her own daughters with this bug for education, because my 2 sisters are also educators in the Department of Basic Education in Mpumalanga, Astingana and Kensani, teaching English and mathematics respectively. I get stories all the time about how much they appreciate every time they've been empowered with more knowledge. Every time they've been given exposure for on-the-job training. Every time they've been given exposure to digitalize what they know, because things are changing so much, but there's just not enough of that. So the intervention that comes from NPOs working alongside government institutions is what we need more of currently. I wish to pay homage to the founders of Protec, who set up the vision to create the world where compassion, love, and kindness triumph over adversity. Because they did face a lot of adversity. Imagine the kind of South Africa that we had 40 years ago. Imagine the kind of challenges that they had to overcome throughout this period. It was hard, but they relentlessly laid the foundation for this organization, and their noble dream continues to resonate with us today. If anything, stronger than ever. And I was reflecting, thinking about my keynote as I was coming here. And I said, in the build-up to this week, of course, there's been a lot of negativity in South Africa. South Africans are mourning about just about everything. And you can say rightly so. If it's not cholera, it's the energy crisis, which I'm facing all the time, every day in the business that I'm in. It's the rand. It's the economy that has not grown for over a decade. And the list goes on and on and on. It's the potholes. We can never run out of things to complain about. It's tough. It's Lady R. You know? I mean, I can write a book about all the things that are going wrong that we complain about. But just this week, 3 things happened. For the first time in a long time, load shedding levels were reduced to surprise all of us. Right? I mean like to level 3, and sometimes suspended.
One day suspended.
And then the rand hit its strongest level since the speech by the ambassador. Strongest level this week. And a lot of you will know how depressed we were with obviously the interest rates as well as the economy going into recession or negative growth in Q4. This week, results were announced and it's gone back to growth. All in the same week. I don't think that's a coincidence. Even the skies and the gods and the Lord and all of that are honoring the work of Protec. It had to happen this week because we are celebrating greatness. And then we had to have the macro environment that is befitting for this wonderful organization. I don't believe in coincidences.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, much as great work has been done, I'd like to urge you to reflect on the fact that we urgently need to do more. South Africa still has one of the lowest percentage of people who finish STEM school with STEM passwords. Today, some of you would have seen the research that was done amongst grade 4s with 50 countries. We came bottom of those 50 countries in literacy, where 80% of our grade 4 children could not read at a level expected of their grade. In this country. Yet, when you look at some of the fastest growing industries, e-commerce, fintech, agri-tech, renewable energy, electric vehicles, all these industries are anchored in STEM literacy and competence. If we do not intervene urgently, we are going to be left behind. We will not have the record of innovation that we were once proud of. Because the school's outcome are nowhere near enough of what we need. Yet, we have the population age dynamic and distribution that means that we can be a net exporter of talent by 2050. In fact, today, 1 in 6 young people live in Africa. The estimates are that by 2050, 1 in 4, ladies and gentlemen, 25% of young people will live in Africa. That means that we'll be net exporters of talent. But what talent if the world is looking for data scientists, software engineers, renewable energy engineers, electric vehicle technicians, and we are not producing the outcomes in STEM? Despite all of the 40 years that we've been around, we need to exponentially grow what Protec is doing, and we need more Protecs. And that takes money. That takes commitment. So, here's a dichotomy. It's a well-known fact that our youth unemployment today is at about 71%. Scary as it is, it's worth reflecting on. We have been warned time and time again by people who are very knowledgeable that what happened in KZN, the 2 weeks in KZN, was just a dipstick. Former President Mbeki has warned us about this, And many people talk about that because when you have young people who are so energetic and so eager, but they don't have purpose and don't have things to do every day, then you sit on a time bomb. Because of that youth unemployment. But at the same time, the reality is that we've got over 200,000 jobs where we cannot find people because all of them require STEM. We have a mismatch between what people have qualified for and what the industry is looking for. This problem is so dire that the president has been under so much pressure from industry to ease the visa regime. And he gave in. In April, during his investment conference, he made an announcement that they are relaxing the visa requirement and accelerating granting of visa and setting up a special visa department so that we can get more foreign workers to come in here to help us because we do not have the skills that we need, yet we've got 7 out of 10 young people unemployed. That cannot continue. My challenge to you, to all of us, what are we going to do? We've got so many case studies of reskilling young people. It's not enough to say that they don't have the skills that match the demand. Learning is ongoing in this forever. What are those interventions? Those interventions need money. But having said that, there are opportunities. Many IT companies, like I said, outsource their work. That can be insourced back into South Africa. We need to solve load shedding. Estimates are that we need to spend over 30 billion rands just on fixing that. We need to move into energy transition and security into the future. The president presented a plan at COP27 saying that to solve this, South Africa needs to spend $101 billion by 2050 to decarbonize and get to net zero. That's a lot of jobs. Recently, there's been a launch in Cape Town of Africa Continental Free Trade Zone, Africa Continental Free Trade Area, which is estimated to create additional $450 billion by 2035 into the economy. Reviving manufacturing, setting up Africa for electric vehicles. Many of the major electric vehicle manufacturers who today are making 90% of their vehicles combustion engine are saying that 90% will be electric vehicles. Here's the thing about electric vehicles. They operate on a big lithium battery. The minerals to make the lithium battery are about 12 of them. 10 of them are in Africa. 6 of them are in South Africa. That alone can turn around our fortune. The world has got a food crisis looming. Africa has got the most arable land. Agriculture is our future. Technology to improve our yield is our future. So depending on whether you want to look at the glass half full or half empty, I think there's lots of opportunities that is presented by intra-Africa trade and Africa organizing itself to export. But it needs people. And we need to prepare ourselves and create our own fortune. I recently heard of a wonderful Chinese saying or proverb that says that when strong winds are blowing, some people choose to build walls and others build windmills. What are you going to build? So, my challenge is that 40 years has been great, but we need to scale and we need to build Protec at a much, because I've just shown to you that we need this. So today, as we celebrate this significant 40-year milestone, let us take a moment to reflect on the lives like that of Nzago and Matimba, that we've transformed. The children who've been given a chance at education. Each success story is testament to the power of compassion and the incredible potential that we possess to effect positive change. However, This journey has not been without challenges. The world around us is ever evolving, presenting us with new obstacles and complex problems. Poverty, inequality, climate change, social injustice continue to cast their shadows. We need to be active proponents of change and be the change that we like to see in the world. A bit of a commercial here as I move towards the close. Last year, I had the blessing of releasing a leadership book called Take Charge, which I launched in May last year. And for the whole year, it's been one of the bestsellers in the business section of books across different bookstores. And it continues to be like that. The book is about a call to action. Thank you. The book is about a call to action for all of us to be advocates for change, to take ownership in delivering the outcomes that we want to see in the world. I'm challenging people to say, rather than sit by the sidelines and complain, Take Charge is asking all of us to be intentional, relentless, and supportive for the greater good. The challenges and the problems we have in our country, in our continent, are too big to leave to the government alone. And in fact, yes, we pay taxes, and government should give us quality education. But we know that even the taxes that we pay do not go far enough. We also need to get involved, not just in education, the same way that we pay for our security. And yes, I know there's corruption, and yes, I know there's leakages and all of that. But we can sit and complain about all of that, and if it's not changing, we're not changing the lives. So I'm saying, let us do something. Though I wrote Take Charge in the context of career growth, the themes have been expanded to all spheres of change, of society, and life in general. So with this, I urge all of you to take charge and contribute with your resources, financially and otherwise, to support efforts of organizations like Protec. I've been very pleased by those who participated in the auction. To do the change that organization like Protec needs to do takes money. But this is our way of being active in building the future that we want. So please allow me, on behalf of the 1 million future STEM graduates that will transform this beautiful country of ours, to be innovative, entrepreneurial, and fast-growing by 2050, funded by all of your collective efforts. Please allow me to thank you in advance. I would like to close with 2 quotes to inspire us to act. And both comes from our beloved former President, Nelson Mandela, who reminded us, and I quote, "Action without vision is only passing time. Vision without action is merely daydreaming. But vision with action can change the world." Close quote. And indeed, he went on to emphasize the importance and the power of education through the second quote: "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Close quote. But action is urgent, ladies and gentlemen, and it takes all of us, as Mikhail Gorbachev reminded us. I quote, "If not me, then who? If not now, then when?" We need to take charge, we need to take ownership. These problems are too important to leave it to someone else. So let's go out there and do it. Happy 40th anniversary to Protec. And with my water, here's to the past, present, and the bright future ahead. I thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to Yimini Mabunda for that inspirational speech. It was certainly worth the wait, and I hope it is through exposing young people, and in fact just exposing all of us to people like yourselves who still dream big things for our country, who still see the positive, who see that glass as half full rather than half empty, that every crisis, as they say, presents an opportunity. So thank you so much for those inspiring words. So please, once again, let's thank Yimbin Mabunda. And they say no good deed shall go unpunished, so I'm going to ask you to come up together with Anthony Lumani to help us do our next presentations, if you don't mind. We're going to be making some presentations, and in recognition, of course, as we celebrate this milestone of people who have made a contribution over the years to the success of this institution. You can come and stand to my right. Shall we first recognize some directors that are long-serving directors? I know in his absence, Professor Francis Fowler, who has been a director since 2007. So let's give him a round of applause, and I hope at least some of these people are with us. I know he's not. Is there somebody who can receive it on his behalf? Thank you so much. Mike Tulak will come and accept it on his behalf. So 15 years of service as a director. And then also another director who's been a long-serving, who's also a former chairperson. He's been a director since 2010. He's a former chairperson and alumni. These are people that have come through Protec, the products of Protec. Mr. Stephen Tlatling, if you can also come up and receive your award. Thank you, sir, as well for your fine service to this organization. And thank you so much. And then while we are at it, we also have some recognition certificates to hand out to the generous supporters of this organization. I suppose I wasn't going to do them in any particular order, but I think it is worth noting that in the 40 years that Protec is celebrating, SAPI has been a partner for 28 years. Would that be correct, Mike? 30 now. 30 years. So please show some appreciation as well for SAPI. Mike, we're going to receive that on their behalf as well, or do we have anybody else from SAPI here? Also, yeah, all right, well, Mike comes up and accepts the one on behalf of SAPI. Mike, of course, worked for SAPI as well for close on 40 years. So it's an organization close to a company or a business close to his heart as well, and no doubt through his efforts that SAPI has been such a long-serving partner. And also let's show recognition as well to Toyota South Africa. As I said, the representatives are here who've traveled all the way from KwaZulu-Natal. Please, a round of applause as well for Toyota. Thank you once again for being with us and for your ongoing support for this wonderful initiative. I'm not sure if we have representatives for the others here, but Zutari as well is another partner that we are giving thanks to this evening. Anyone from Zutari? But in their absence, we will just give them a round of applause as well. Zutari, formerly known as Oricon, I'm told. And then Altron. We have somebody from Altron. If not, that's okay. We just acknowledge the work that they are doing as well for it. And then last but not least as well, some appreciation goes out to Telkom, who have mentioned as well. have been supportive of the program that is produced in Tsako and Matimba over here. They're all products of the support that came from the general support of Telkom. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that, gentlemen. All right, and that just about brings us to the end of our program. But before we do all of that, I'm going to invite back to the stage to just give a word of thanks to all of you who have attended this evening and who have supported this organization over the years. If you will, Mr. Ntateng, if you will, come and have the final word.
Thank you, Tariso. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Yeah, quite a moment for me to stand here, having been part of this Protec family for over a decade actually today. And I suppose as the outgoing chairperson, nothing gives me greater comfort than the fact that I'm handing over to a long-standing friend and a colleague who's going to take over the next chairperson of the board to take Protec into an even greater future. And I must say, I'm standing here being very proud that we built a very strong organization over the years. You know, not many organizations can actually, stand up and be proud of being 40 years old. This is one organization that's gone through all sorts of weathers you can think of. It's gone through the apartheid system, it's gone through the recession, it's gone through COVID, it's gone through everything you can think about. It's going through ocean. So if you want resilience defined, it's Protec, basically. So I think, it goes to show that the people behind the machine, and if you don't know the Telkom, the Protec logo, it's got a brain with a machine, know exactly what they're doing. And to demonstrate that, if Mr. Masafsan wants to indulge me, can I ask everybody in the room that is alumni of Protec to actually stand up for a minute around the room? Anybody that's in the room that is an alumni of Protec, can I ask you to stand there for a few minutes? And I'd like you to remain standing for a few minutes. For those of you who are sitting down, if you're a learner that's aspiring to become whatever it is that you aspire to become, if you're a funder wondering what it is that we do with your funds when it comes to Protec, if you're a friend of Protec, not sure quite exactly what these crazy people with brains that's got engines are all about, look around the room. We're talking CEOs of some of the biggest electrical companies. We're talking entrepreneurs that have started multiple companies. We're talking engineers. We're talking anything you can think about, that shapes the world as it is today. This is the Protec CV, as it stands before. So, if over the past 40 years, this is what we were able to achieve, I wonder, over the next 40 years, where are we going to go with these guys now being able to take us even further? The future is bright of this country. Keep supporting Protec. Guys, thank you very much. You can sit down. In closing, I'd like to thank all of you for attending the event today and sharing this moment of being a 40-year-old, what was then a baby, but now a grown-up product of this country. To all the guest speakers that graced the occasion today, thank you very much. To all the people that put this wonderful occasion together, the staff of Protec, the management of Protec, I'd like to thank you guys as well. Mebutlale, coming out for retirement or semi-retirement or retirement of retirement, I'm not sure what it is. But thank you very much. But thank you very much for making the time to be with us today. It's because of people like you that Protec is still here today. On a personal note, I'd like to thank the current Deputy Chairperson, Mike Tulo. This gentleman has been one of those people behind the scenes that really keeps this organization together. You know, Mike jumps in every time you need him to be there. I've been chairperson next to him for a number of years, and every time I call away to my business and I can't attend to the organization, he's always been there. He's been a trooper all along. Mike has been a good journey. I'm not going away. I'm just stepping aside. Like our national party is trying to get people to do. But I'm doing it voluntarily. That's the difference. So that others can take it further, you know. You should know when it's time to step aside, really. So Mike, a personal thank you to you and appreciation for the recognition. In this absence, the head of the organization, Balan Modi, the CEO, unfortunately is having health issues at the moment. He's steering the ship in, you know, through a number of different weathers. And I think this, you know, you can talk to anybody. I think this man has got a mandate for us to run Protec for as long as, you know, he feels strong enough to continue doing so. He keeps impressing us year on year. And, you know, not many organizations can boast about CEOs like that. The CEO's life is not about a 5-year sort of period, and then you move on. But Alan has been around, and I don't think there are any plans, you know, from the board to part ways with him. I think we have a bit attached to him at the moment. So in his absentia, I'd like to recognize him as well. To the rest of my fellow board members on the board, in absentia and those that are here, keep volunteering. You know, I know sometimes it's a bit easy. It's a bit not easy because of your schedules and so on, but keep being there for organization. Let's keep continuing to build this wonderful organization. This is the next generation that relies on you guys to keep being there. For the rest of the guests, the friends of Protec, the funders that are here and that are not here, thank you very much for your presence today. And with that, Mr. MC, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And well, I think the thank yous have been done. Everybody that needed to be thanked has to be thanked. So all that remains for me then is to thank you for your attendance and for having me as well, and my mother. So my mother and I, thank you so much. But I wish you all well, and I look forward to the 80th anniversary celebrations, which will be taking place at the FNB Stadium. Thank you so much. Oh yes, of course I leave you in the capable hands of contagious music band. They will entertain you. I know a few of you are already getting warmed up, so it's over to them. Thank you so much.
You by my side in an age of miracles, the light in the dark, you come